All right. Hello, everybody. If you are watching on the replay, thank you for coming to hang out. It's going to be a little bit of a mishmash of what we're going to do today. We're going to get through a few projects and we're going to start something new as well. And I've got fun stuff to show you. But I didn't clean my brush water. So I'm going to quickly go and clean my brush water. Cara, I'm leaving you to hold down the fort. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Good to see ya. I'm going to go clean my brush water. I'll be right back. All right, I am coming back. Thank you. So sorry. I'm going to catch up on the comments here. I'll scroll back, see what I've missed, and turn this other light on so we can see better. Dun, dun, dun. Hi, Barbara. It's good to see you. How you doing? Hi, Patty. Patty's here but not here. Okay, no worries. Hi, Kiati. Hi, Tina. How's it going, you guys? I have not cleaned up from the chaos that was last night, the experimentations of last night. It was a wee bit of a gong show, but it was still fun. It was still fun to do something a little bit different and play with some different stuff. And we're going to kind of use today I want to get organized, know where all my stuff is, put some stuff away, and focus on a couple of things. I want to finish the mug, because the newest Bliss mug just needs to have the handle done. So I want to do that. And I want to do a bit more on the book box as well, because there's a couple things we can do for it. And then we will play. All right, how's everybody doing? How is your Saturday starting off so far? What you been up to so far today? And anybody doing any painting or creating while we're hanging out today? Cara, what are you working on lately? You doing some crocheting or are you playing with clay? What have you been working on? All right, I'm just going to try and get a little bit organized. Oh, crap, that's right. I just turned around to throw some stuff in my garbage can and I realized I had stacked a notebook and some paints. I had not put them away. So, this is where we will start. Where the hell did this notebook come from? Oh, there's all kinds of stuff stuck to it. All right. Right there for now. Your Saturday is boring. Hell no, you're here with us. That's not boring. Well, happy to keep you company, Cara, on a day that might not be as action-packed and fun-filled as others. Let's say that instead of boring. It's just not as action-packed and fun-filled as others. All right, so I've got to put some of these paints away. And I got to remember where I got them from. So the white paint, the red goes there. The white paint, I think, goes there. Don't know where those other two bottles are. Well, that's not true. There's one of them. All right, found one. We'll put those away. And those ones, and the green can go there. All right, now these can get put back up on the shelf and out of the way. Hooray! What else are we doing? That can go over here. This can go over here. Cones can go in here and back here. Isn't this a cute cone holder that Lay made? Isn't that so cute? The ideas in that brain of hers, I'm telling ya. She's a powerhouse. Haven't really been working on my projects lately because I get too lost in time and not getting stuff done around the house. It's a hard balance, isn't it? It is a hard balance. I totally get that, Cara. I do the same thing. It's really hard to find that balance to where you're getting stuff done and having time, you know. And then there's the stuff that comes up that we can't predict that just throws all of that off kilter as well, right? Just keep doing the best you can. That's all you can ever do. Put you over there, put you over there. Stuff's going away. I have to still base coat this ornament again. We tried it last night and I was going to do coning and it was just the most frustrating experience. It was not going the way I wanted it to. So coning on that ornament is going to wait for a bit. I do want to practice more with it. But this is not the way. I think what I need to do is I need to start doing some deliberate projects with coning and just putting in that practice time, you know? On something big where I can really sink into the process. You know, we can put in the practice on whatever we enjoy painting. And for me, I find that I enjoy the practice painting the most when I have a bigger piece, so I can really sink into it and get into that repetitive mode. And it's like how I used to memorize stuff for school tests. I would do it by writing it over and over and over and over and over. And then when it came to test time, I was just able to recall that. And that's what I want to replicate when I'm doing a practice. So I think that, you know, it's nice to have the small things, but I think now that I've dabbled in the small things, I need to jump into something bigger to really do that practice. So what I think we might actually focus on today is I think we might solely focus on projects that are 1 or 2 steps away from completion and start working towards some of those projects instead of starting something new. So we might do a little bit of varnishing. So I might bring stuff in one at a time to do a little bit of varnishing. And then we have the large cactus rose piece that needs additional coats of paint on it. So that would be potentially a good thing to start on today too. So we'll see what we can do. But we do have this mug to finish. I've got a couple big dots that I need to do. And then I want to figure out if I should do maybe a row or 2 of just dots around the top to give it like a frame. What do you guys think? It just feels like there's not enough covered, you know? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Mug stand is good. That we can varnish with after. Let's get these little doohickeys out of the way. Get you out of the way. You guys can be kind of in the way and out of the way over there. Ruler can go away. Fold up the cloth. The palette can go off to the side too because I have 2 clean palettes. We're not going to need that one. We've got 2 clean palettes. Dirty palette can go off to the side. All right, now I'm going to come back to the comments and I'm going to catch up on what I've missed because I know I've missed a bunch. Let's see. Tina, you're here, but you can't get sound. So I need to write a note to Tina. So there we go. Hi, Tina. Hope you get sound. Yeah, it's tough, Cara. I understand. Well, I'm happy to keep you company and happy to have you hanging out today. Barbara, the opposite. Job takes time, so leaving housework to paint Christmas ornaments. Yeah. I'd much rather sit down and do some of this stuff than clean around the house. You know, it's so great to be able to get lost in it, right? It's some of the therapeutic part of it. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, Sarah? Okay. Let's see if I can do it. I'll get some washi tape. We'll create a new guideline and then I'll do that. And I'll alternate the colors maybe. So I've got another big blue dot to do here. So I'll do that. And then we'll do the handle. Then once that's done, then I'll add in the line of dots because I do need to finish this and the handle too. So we'll do that today. But excellent. You'll be varnishing ornaments. Very nice. How to make tea lights. So to make the actual tea lights themselves, Devon Dotting has incredible molds. Happy Dotting Company has molds to make tea light candle holders. Dot Art Depot has molds to make tea light candle holders. Fingers crossed, Tina. Is that what you meant, though? All right. Just had to take a quick drink there. Let's go here. And what we are going to do is we are going to do the handle first. So the handle, I'm probably not even going to have it. Maybe. All right. So I need my Mirage Bliss drops. So I'm using Bliss drops on this mug. Anybody who's not familiar with Bliss drops, they are these wonderful dimensional paints that our friend Tara makes. She hand makes them in her home. And they are luxury to paint with. She also has a line of fluid acrylics, specialty color shifting acrylics that are absolutely incredible. So definitely check out her paints. Desertedbliss.com, Deserted Bliss here on social media. And she's having, she's doing a live this afternoon to make new paint colors. So if you're a member of her Patreon, you get to watch her make the new colors and see kind of what's coming down the pipes, which is really cool. All right, so we are going to so these mugs have to be painted in small steps. Because the mug has to sit for a little bit while the paint is drying as each section of the design is painted to make sure that the paint doesn't slide down the surface. So I have to kind of position it so that the wet side of the paint, the wet paint is facing the ceiling. And sometimes, and you'll see me do this with this one, I have to do wet side facing the table. And what that will do is allow gravity to kind of help make sure that all the paint stays where it needs to stay without sliding. Hopefully, that's the goal anyway. Oops. Oh, that worked fine anyway. Lovely. I got 2 of these mugs. So I don't know yet what I'm going to do for the other color. I'm tempted to do prickly pear. Prickly pear looked so nice on the gray mug. Manon, how are you? How's it going? Good to see ya. How's everybody doing? How's the family? How's Loki? Oh, I'm glad you're doing okay. I'm doing okay too, thank you. Snuggling on your lap as we speak. That's wonderful. That's so good. Yay. What have you been working on lately? What's been coming out of your creative brain? If you're new to my lives, please just know that while I'm painting, I can't see the screen on my phone. So what I'll typically do is I'll paint for a little bit, and then I'll pause and I'll come back to the comments and catch up on anything that I've missed. Please just know that I'm not ignoring you. I just literally can't see the screen. And I need a little bit of the Mirage because I want to do a dot here and a dot here. Oh, there's a little bit of a cat hair or something stuck to the end of that tool. Hold my finger steady. There we go. All right, so now the handle is done. So I am going to put this, what side facing? Down. But I'm going to keep a really close eye on it because the paint is going to move. So this is going to be one of those ones where I have to leave it like this for a little bit and then twist it up like this and then kind of twist it forward and kind of move it around a little bit. So we're going to be playing with that one for a few minutes. Where is Miss Audrey? I don't know where she is, Kiati. Let me check. Oh, she's up on the recliner in the living room. Here, I'll show her to you. Here she is. Comfy on her chair, having a snooze. Pretty cute, eh? All right. I get plugged back in here and sitting down, and I will scroll back in the comments and catch up because I am behind. Oh, Christine, how you doing? I hope it goes well. Take care of yourself, please. Please don't overdo it. All right, let me scroll back here. Hi, Lorna. Just crochet lately and reading books, working on reintegration into the working world. Good for you. Be kind to yourself and take care of yourself. Thanks, Kim. Thanks, Lorna. She is pretty cute, isn't she? Absolutely my little angel. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky that I have her. Spoiled rotten. All right, so I got to keep an eye on this for another couple of minutes. It's not going to take long for these to dry. I just don't want these dots here or this dot. I don't want this dot here to sag. No saggy boob dots. That is not what we are looking for today. That's got to be so frustrating, Manon. I'm so sorry you're going through that. A few sales and painting in between visitors. Very nice. That's good. I hope it goes great. Right? So lucky to have them. I love her so much. All right. I think we'll be all right. I'm going to put that upside down again. All right, let's have a look at the book box, shall we? We're going to do another coat on the inside. And then we are going to do another coat of satin varnish around the outside and on the spine. So let's have a look and see. I'm in love with this finish. I think it gives enough shine that you can still see the incredible color shift in these paints. These are Tara's other paints. I think it really highlights those color shifts really well. Without being the matte finish and taking away the shine, and without being a gloss finish and having the background compete. What do you think, Kim? So there's the side. I love that. Look, watching that color change too. I think the satin finish is the ticket. I'm actually gonna end up using it on a couple other pieces too because I'm so happy with how it's come. Yes, you're happy? Yay! Wonderful. Yeah. Yep, our animals are so important. Well, I'm sending you lots of love, Manon. I'm so glad to see you. It's so nice to have you here. All right, so I'm going to do one more coat on the inside of the box, and then I'm going to try and do coats on the outside as well. It's not looking great on the inside of the box. Kim, I think what I want to do is I want to finish the bottom, and then I want to tape it off, and I want to do another coat of black. Look at how that varnish, it did the same thing as it did on the inside of the lid. So I think I need to do another coat there, and then I can do the sides. Okay? Or I can leave the sides black. I'm happy with either. It's just going to take time. So if you're okay with the time, I'm totally good with doing the edges. But I at least have to go put black back over it. So instead of risking ruining down here, I'll finish down here, tape it off, and then go from there. The paint dries pretty quickly, so I don't think it's going to add too much time. But I'm not happy with that. So I can do better. All right, love, thank you. All right. Final coat of Arctic Frost Painted Desert Acrylics. It's the same blue that was used in the mandalas on the piece. And so yeah, I will get this done. Right, and then I will varnish it, and it'll be good and protected. And then I can fix the sides. I think this is gonna look so pretty. All right, now, while I still have this paint, we're going to move that off to the side, and this is the lid to the book box. Oops. That's the lid to the book box, and we're going to do the underside of that in the same color. Now this had some issues where there were some gaps in the paint. The paint wasn't covering properly, so something had happened in my prep there that had an impact. So I just did a new coat of gesso last night, and now this will end up being the same color as the inside of the bottom that we just did. Still getting a couple little imperfections there, but I think it's a lot better than it was. All right, beautiful. So we'll let that dry. We'll do another couple coats on that. I'll clean up the edges, and then it shall be able to be varnished, and we will be good to go. So let's bring the box back, put the lid back over there. And now we can do the varnish, and then I'll go rinse these brushes because I didn't clean my brushes from last night. All right, how are we doing? Everybody okay? I'm gonna scroll back and catch up on the comments here if I missed anything. It looks nice, eh? So the varnish that I'm using is Liquitex matte varnish. The paint that I just put on the inside of the lid is Painted Desert Acrylics in the color Arctic Frost, that kind of blue color. All right, so I'm gonna lift you up here again, and we are gonna do the edges first. This is a very thick layer. I poured on too much. That's okay. It's all going to the same place anyway. I'll just spread it around. And I need to do down here as well. Take a little bit more of it off. So that was a lot. So this is Liquitex satin varnish. Now the fun part is holding it. So that I don't touch the table. Sorry, this is not going to translate well on film. There we go. So now, how am I going to do this? Turn it this way. There we go. Oops, I got to hold it way up. Sorry. Let me bring you up here. Because I have to hold this up so high to make sure I don't drop it. All right, now I have to set it down. Crap. Okay, so I'm going to turn you over here because I'm going to set this down over here. Whoop. Whoops. Okay. I think we're all right. Yes, we are good. All right. I think we're good. Hooray. All right. I need to go quickly and quickly rinse out these two foam brushes. I will be back in 2 minutes. Well, while we're vernishing, let's keep going. All right, we have a piece to varnish. Now, if you are not a member of my Patreon, you will not have seen this piece yet. So I'm excited to show you. Does varnish have toxic smell? Like, do I have to use varnish outside? That depends on the varnish. If you're going to use a spray varnish, you definitely want to do that outside. And different ones are going to have different odors. Most of them, though, will have instructions on the bottle. But artist varnish, I wonder if it has any. No, doesn't say anything as far as preventative. Now, I think if you're doing a whole ton of it, like all day, that might be a different story. But I think for just a few things here and there, you're all right. Kids are going to have to really hide this from me because I don't know if I can wait to see it. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You're so happy. That makes me very happy. Very, very happy. All right, so this is a piece that we did with the Bliss design on Patreon when we did the Bliss workshop. So there is a step-by-step video workshop for this design and this panel. Thanks, Lorna. Before the varnish, on the inside of the lid, that was black gesso. I gave up varnishing with a brush of any kind, no matter what I use. I got streaked now. Use thin varnish, wipe over, surface dries quickly with each additional coat. That's awesome. That's a great option. All right, so I'm going to do satin on this one. Thank you. I love this one too. This is a really, really fun one. Really, really fun one. So it is it 12 by 24? Yeah, 12 by 24. 12 inches by 24 inches. All bliss drops. It was a lot of fun. A whole lot of fun. I want to do more like this for sure. I've got a 3 foot by 4 foot canvas sitting in my storage room, and I want so badly to do something like this on it. But bigger, and with I've got a couple other color arrangement ideas. All right. Anybody new to my lives, just know that while I'm painting, I can't see the screen on my phone. So the phone right now is actually up above the left side of my head, about 3 or 4 inches above my head. So I can't see the screen right now. So I apologize for not answering comments super quickly right now. I will pause on a very regular basis and come back to the comments and catch up on anything that I've missed. So please just bear with me. I will scroll back and see your comment. Just might take me a couple of minutes. All right, so I'm just varnishing this piece. It's a canvas, a 12 by 24 inch canvas. And varnishing it with a satin varnish. Now I'm gonna do the edges. And then this one is getting moved back into the other room to sit and dry. And I'm going to bring in another piece that needs a coat of matte varnish that we're going to do. The piece that's going to get the matte varnish is also going to get some detail added with a gloss varnish. For anybody who's been watching me work on Big Blue, I've done that with that big piece. It's also a 12 by 24. But I'm going to do that with this other piece that I'm going to bring in a second too. So it'll be a combination of a matte background and some gloss detail. Now this is going to get a second coat of at least one more coat of satin varnish. But for now, she's ready to go dry. So I'm going to go grab the other piece. I'll be right back, and then I will scroll back and catch up on the colors after I knock over a whole bunch of ornaments. All right, perfect. Okie dokie. And there's this bad boy. All right, let me scroll back. Yes, it was a stretched canvas. Hi, Deborah. Here for another hour and 15. So we got some time. This I need to do a coat of matte varnish, and then everywhere that you see the gold bliss drops, I'm going to go back over it with a gloss varnish to make those stand out. Thank you, Cara. So this one is going to be matte varnish. So I've got a different brush. And we're a little tight for space, but you know what? It's just gonna have to work. It's just gonna have to. All right, and I'm gonna take a quick drink before I get started on this. So I really want the colors and the background to stay matte. And then we'll accentuate the gold. Thanks, Cara. All right. And you know what? I'm going to move this mug out of the way too, because I'm nervous I'm going to nudge it somehow. One sec. I just saw another panel out there that we can varnish with the satin too after we get this one done with the matte. Okie dokie. Thank you, Lorna. This is one of my favorite things that I've ever painted, without a doubt. I love this so much. It was my first piece that I did with the dual colors on the paintbrushes. Yeah, it was really the first one, and I freaking love it. It makes me really, really happy. Really, really happy. So there will be lots more where this came from. I've got so many ideas that I want to get back to with stuff like this. All right, so let's zoom you in, and I'll try and keep you zoomed in on the sections that I'm going to be varnishing. I'm going to try anyway. So I did some touch-ups on the background that needed it. So now it should just be a matter of getting the mat on, and then we can start going over the metallic on the next lives. Thanks, Lorna. I'm so glad you like it. Yeah, I love this one. I'm really, really happy with it. Yee. All right, this is the matte varnish. Just making sure. Little fuzzes of cat hair. Guaranteed in every single one of my paintings, you are getting fuzzes of cat hair. So I'm a super sucker for matte finishes. For those of you who don't know, I have a really, really hard time with varnishing a lot of my paintings because that is when I have to make the decision of what finish I'm going to use. And it means that it might be, for some of the paintings, the last time I see it with a matte finish. And I just love the matte finishes so much. If I never had to varnish any of my paintings, I would be so happy. It would make me really, really happy to never have to varnish. But I'm just one of those people that really loves a matte finish, so I'm a bit of a sucker for it. So this is kind of the best of both worlds for me because I can get my matte background, but I can also then go in and keep the paints nice and shiny and brilliant and eye-catching where they really need to be, which is on the metallics as well. So there's a lot of texture in this one, so I need to be brushing back and forth in a couple different directions to make sure I get everything. I want to make sure that it's spread out as evenly as I can. I don't want to overwork it too much. So I want to kind of try and keep it as even as I can, but I'm gonna have to come back in and probably do a couple little touch-ups here and there. And I'm gonna have to do more than one coat as well, right? The hard part about the matte varnish is that it's really hard to see. Once I look at it at a different angle, it's hard to see where I've actually varnished. With a gloss varnish, at least you get that light reflecting back to let you know kind of where you're at, right? I'm gonna rinse this out because it's getting a little cloudy with the background color. All right, grab some paper towels. Yeah, that's a lot of water. I forgot how much water these sponges hold. They carry a lot. So bear with me, I'm just gonna dry it out a little bit. I don't want painting to get too wet. After I painted this one, I started on the pink one, and I went out and I bought like 6 more of these canvases because they were on sale at the store that I got them at. And at the time, I had enough ideas already with what I'd been kind of playing with of what I was going to do for those other 6 canvases. And it really frustrates me now because I can't remember all of the ideas that I had. I want to actually sit down and try to actively remember because they were good. And I wish that my brain had, I wish that I'd thought to write it down, you know. I gotta start keeping an idea notebook. Missed a whole spot right in here. So, and around these dots is going to be tricky because there's so much texture there, right? So I'm going to have to look at that at a couple different angles after most of it dries to hopefully see that we've got it. Now, what's happening here? See what that was. Now, this corner I haven't done yet. If you're new to my lives, I apologize. While I'm painting, I can't see the screen on my phone, and particularly with this one, I'm doing a shit job of keeping you guys in camera too. I'm so sorry. I can't see the screen of my phone, so I have no idea what it was pointed at. Sorry about that. But it's also why I'm behind on the comments. So if you've left a comment or a question, please just know that I'm not ignoring you. I will pause and come back and catch up on anything that I've missed. All right. Let's see. You need a drop there and there. So this is just the first coat too. This will get at least one more coat. Hard to work fast enough on a big one. All right, so we're gonna let that dry, and then I will be coming back in on this one to go over all of the gold with a high gloss varnish. All right, let me come back. Hi Tara, how are ya? You forgot about watching today till it notified you? Oh, I'm so glad that you got that notification. Yeah, the circle of dots is really satisfying to touch too. So this gold is all Tara's Bliss Drops. These are Bambi Bliss Drops. Thanks, Laura. Yay, Tina's got sound. Hooray. Thank you, Cara. How's your day going? Getting your setting up for your paint making live? I'm excited. I'm excited. All right, I am going to go move this one back out to the other table, and I'm actually going to bring in another piece that can get the satin varnish. We'll do that as well. Which is very exciting because that means this is a lot of stuff that we're working towards getting finished. This is exciting. All right, satin varnish. This is another Bliss Drop piece. I love this one. This one, I want upholstery. I want a library, and I want this on the wallpaper. Oh, I just love it. Just love it. I'm excited. Gonna be fun. So if you are not already a member of Tara's Patreon and you want to get in on the paint making, holy. So these, this is Dune Bliss Drops that I used for this one. and it's on a plum colored background. I don't know how well that's gonna translate on the phone. Now, I didn't do the edge of the last one, the big rainbow piece, because I might still... There's always touch-ups that might end up having to happen, especially because I still have to go back over the painting with the gloss varnish. So I don't want to do the edge yet until I know it's done. This one is done. So this one we can varnish. So this is going to have the satin finish, so that perfect mix between matte and gloss. So I'll give this another coat as well. Let's try and pick the cat hair out of there though. Maybe I can. Gotcha, bugger. All right, and that'll be fine because I will be doing another coat. Finger painting fixes. Oh, and I just realized I signed this painting twice. I signed it down here, and I signed it over here. Well, isn't that a bonus? That's too funny. Oh, and I have a fix I actually need to make with that one, that swoop that looks a little phallic. So I'll fix that. I have the background color, and then I can do that and then just go back over it again with a couple coats of varnish. Well, that was a good idea. Good idea while it lasted. All right, let me move this. And let's bring in this one. Now, I am honestly almost at the point. I'm going to do a little bit more on this one, but I'm almost at the point where I'm going to have to cut my losses and move on and kind of sell it as is. Now, the issue with this one is when you zoom in, see how you can see the guidelines? Now I'm going to put more coats of paint on here, and I'm hoping it'll cover it. However, I am a little concerned that it's not going to. Now this was a me issue. This is me not properly removing my guidelines before I painted on. And now I got to try and fix that. Do I charge extra? No, this is a bonus one. Threw that one in for free. That's okay, Lorna. How you doing, Tara? Have you gotten any sleep? So, what I need to do now is I need to go searching for other spots that need double coats. So for example, right here. And here. Right, and then I look up here and I see here. I see all of these. I see that one. Part of this is marking it right so that I can come back later and see if I see them. Those. Yeah, so when I drew guidelines on here, I didn't erase. So you know how when I draw with my watercolor pencil crayon, I will do that gentle erase to try and remove some of the guidelines, but even just to kind of camouflage them and make them so they're not quite so prominent. And that's what I didn't do on this one. So I'm hoping, I've already done 2 coats on some of them and they got a lot better, so I really need to just do this outer part, and then I can go back in and look for other spaces. So I think it's really that whole outer row. Really, I might as well just do it because it's going to stand out if I don't. Yes. And it only shows, of course, on a certain angle too, right? Like, okay, I just need to do that entire outer row. Okay, that I can do. All right, so now let's look in here. I don't really see it down in the bottom. So hopefully this second coat will do it. So let's start on that then. So centerpiece is done. This is Cactus Rose Bliss Painted Desert Acrylics. So I'm gonna grab my palette and I'm gonna grab the brushes that I think I'm gonna need. So what do I think I'm gonna need? I think I'm gonna need, first of all, I need to go and wash out my water and my sponges that are there. How's it going, Sarah? Thank you, Kim. No, unfortunately, the guidelines are underneath the paint that I already put under there, that I already put on there. Yeah, so it's sealed under the paint, unfortunately. All right, I'm just gonna go quickly rinse this. I'll be right back. All right, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Sorry. My hands, grab some paint, and then we can see what we can do here. All right, so we're gonna start painting down here. You can still see the spots, but I know I'm doing this whole outer row, all of these swoops and all of these swoops. So I'm gonna have to kind of strategically plan how I'm gonna do this. Hey Holly, how you doing? I believe this one is $375. I'd have to go get my price list though. Hold on. Yes. $375 Canadian plus shipping for this one, provided that I can get these guidelines covered so that they're not visible. That is the clincher. The large rainbow, where is it? The large rainbow one is also $375, and the one that has the plum with the dune is $85. So that's the three that we've worked on. All right, so I need to find brushes. I need a slightly larger brush that's going to do this one. I'm going to try the original brush that I did that one with. I need to do a really good cleaning with it because a lot of the brushes, no, it's too frayed. It's not going to work. Pooper. I've got to do a whole bunch of brush cleaning. Let's see. You need to be cleaned as well. You are not usable. And you guys over here. You're going to be usable. And what else do we need? We need, let's see what you're like. We need you. We're going to need the little one. We might need the little one. Bear with me. God, I gotta get my act together and get these brushes cleaned. Are you gonna work? You're probably gonna work. Let's grab you as well, just in case. All right, let's try with these. I think that one's gonna work. All right, we're gonna give it a shot. Let's see what we can do. I think this one is going to be the right size if the bristles can stay together enough. So we're gonna start with this one. All right, Cactus Rose, Painted Desert Acrylics. This is how we get that beautiful color shift. Isn't that so cool? Wow. This one I think is one of the most extreme color shifts. So this is all painted with the same color paint, the color changes depending on the angle that you're looking at it. So friggin' cool. Tara is a freaking wizard making these paints. So if you have not already tried them out, you really, really should. Really, really should. All right. Let's see what we can do here, folks. Let's see how this brush behaves. We'll see you soon. Paint making live on Tara's Patreon. Coming up in 45 minutes. So I'm trying not to be stingy with the paints too. I want to put a nice thick second coat on. Oops, drop some water. Tara has this color in Bliss drops as well, the textured paints, like what I used on the mug and on ornaments. I did not clean off my table properly to be able to use this, to have this piece on it spinning around on here. It's fine. It's fine. Fingers crossed that this works. Everybody doing all right? All right. I feel like I should be able to use the same brush for almost everything else, I think. We're pretty close anyway. All right, well that brush is doing better. So now I need to do these brush strokes, these ones, That one definitely works for that one. I feel like it's a little bit big for the other ones though. Is this one gonna be better? Yes. Yeah, that's gonna be the one. All right, so we're gonna use this one first. Shoot, just stuck my hand in wet paint. Knew that was gonna happen, didn't we? Here, let me zoom in and see if we can get a little bit of a better view. So I'm putting a second coat of paint on because I did not do my due diligence and properly remove my guidelines before I started painting with this. So what I found happens with watercolor pencil crayon is that if they're too kind of in your face, if I don't do like a gentle erase on them, then the guidelines can get in the way in a bunch of different ways for me. It can misshapen my dots. It can, that's the biggest one, but it can also show through your paint. So what I will typically do is I'll take an eraser and I will go through and I'll just lightly erase all of the guidelines so that I can see them, but they're not in your face, right? They're there, but they're kind of faded into the background. So I can almost barely see them. I didn't do that with this piece, or at least not the whole piece, the way that I should have, and the result is that we've got some guidelines showing through parts of this design. So I'm adding a second coat of paint in the hopes that that will help alleviate this issue and keep those guidelines in the background where they are supposed to be. Now I'm hoping that the 2 coats is going to be enough. I'll have to wait until it dries and then look at it from every angle, because sometimes the guidelines aren't visible on every angle. It's only when I'm looking at it from a certain way. But what I don't want is it for it to be hanging up in someone's house, and when they walk around the corner and the light strikes it a certain way and they see all of the guidelines, it just seems kind of yucky to me. I don't want that to happen. So hoping that this is gonna work. The rainbow brushwork piece that I varnished a little bit earlier, it also has 2 coats on it. I've found that 2 coats can be beneficial, not just for the painted desert acrylics, but for my Deco Art Americana as well. And not because the guidelines were showing through on that one, but because it just wasn't as vibrant as I wanted it to be. And it was on a black background, right? So when your paint is thinner, the black background shows through more, and it can kind of dull things a little bit. So I found that the second coat really made a difference to being able to just have something really, really vibrant that way. Now, if this doesn't work, then I'm gonna have to just find it a loving home that doesn't care about those guidelines, you know? Because I can't justify painting it 4 and 5 times over. Yes, the chalk marker. So that's another good thing on mugs and everything. It's why one of the big reasons why I tend to do a lot of guide dots as opposed to guidelines on mugs, so that I can use the dots and not have to dot over the lines and everything, because they just muck up the edges of the dots. They pinch in the dots so they almost look like little hourglasses almost. And it's really, really frustrating. Really, really frustrating. And then it might not necessarily come off if you paint over it. And if your paint is translucent at all, then chances are those dots are going to show through, right? It is definitely a pain. Now, the good thing about this is I love the paints. I love this painting. And I enjoy doing this, so this isn't a big hardship for me. Now, there might be a lot of people that look at it and say, that is absolutely bananas, I would never do it twice. And that's okay, you don't have to, right? The moment I don't find it fun, I won't be doing it anymore either, right? So, it's got to be worth the process for you. And the process is entirely yours, right? So your process does not need to match up with anybody else's. Can't see any lines? Wonderful. All right, well, we'll get all the way around, and hopefully I'll be able to finish off a big chunk of this. A big, big chunk. Once we get these big swoops down at the bottom here on the left, those are some big culprits where I see a lot of the guidelines showing through on the other, when I look at the other side of the canvas, when I look across the canvas to the part opposite me. So that's going to be, I should have put a mark where I started doing this so that I could see when I'm looking across the canvas which parts I've already done. Let's do that. I'm gonna quickly go back and just look at which ones I've done already, and I'm gonna put a little mark on the canvas so that I can see. That one wasn't. That one was. All right, so this is where I started. So I started over here. So now I'm going to turn this, go back to where I was. And then I can start to watch now as this, so when I'm looking across, right, I can see those guidelines, right? But those ones haven't had the second coat on it yet. The second coats don't start until here. So as this moves around, I'll be able to see if it's working. I could see the guidelines when I rounded the corner and it was on the wall. The light shone out. It was like they were jumping out at me. They stood out like crazy on the wall, unfortunately. Yeah, take them off as you go. All right, let's keep going. Yeah, unfortunately, I had it on the wall and it was, they stuck out like a sore thumb, which was very disappointing because I was hoping the same thing. All right, let's go back down here. And I'm going to have to get out some more paint here soon. So we're going to do these ones first, then I'm going to come back and I'll do those ones because it needs a larger brush. Mm-hmm. All right, I gotta turn you a bit more again. So I did 4 of these large painted desert acrylics pieces. Not all this size. And 2 of them are left, still available. Tara has one. Lauren is going to be getting hers soon. But this one and the one that I did that's the half Arctic Frost, half Peach Blossom. But they're almost done. That one just needs to be signed and varnished too. So that I might be able to get done real quick, which would be nice. All right, I'm gonna clean my brush and I'm going to add some more paint into my palette and then we will keep going with, oops, I'm just gonna get water all over my piece. We're gonna keep going right here. All right. Putting a load of laundry. My eye has been great. I am flabbergasted at how well it's working. Absolutely flabbergasted. Now all I want to do is sleep because I'm not scared to fall asleep anymore. I don't have to do 20 minutes of prep now to be able to lay down and go to sleep. It's so nice. Thanks for asking, Sarah. Looking at some of these, I think I've already done a second coat on some of these. Yeah, thank you. Huge relief. Oh, I keep forgetting. I should be putting on my eyeglasses. I'm supposed to be wearing reading glasses now. I put them on last night and I could see better. Let's see if it works again. Oh, look at that. Everything's magnified and clear. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, it's nice. Otavio, this is Painted Desert Acrylics in the color Cactus Rose. It is a color shifting acrylic paint that our friend Tara actually makes in her home. If you check out Deserted Bliss here on Instagram or on TikTok, you'll get to see all about her and her paints and all the stuff that she does. She's a magician. Pure magic making these paints. Ready to see the color shift? Okay. So it's all the same color paint, just the light hitting it at different angles. Isn't that incredible? Zozula? Oh, you were hanging out with me during COVID times. That's so cool. How you doing? I apologize that I don't recognize your username, but it's nice to see ya. Always nice to see someone from back then. It's been a while. I think I started posting on TikTok sometime in 2019. Or was it, yeah, maybe 2019? That's when I started on Instagram, though. I'm trying to remember when I started on TikTok. I really should go back and take a look and see and start celebrating my TikTok anniversary. Because when I started doing TikToks, that's when I started posting video. Up until then, it was just photos on Instagram. So it's been a while. How many people here did I meet? Like, have you known me only at my mom's, or did you meet me when I lived at the farm, or did you meet me when I lived in my apartment? There's been a couple of moves since then, too, which is crazy to think about. Such a really short amount of time. When I was in the apartment, wow. Since March 2022, so I was here at Mom's then. At Mom's. That's so fun. It's crazy to think how much has happened in the last 5 years. Well, the farm came after the apartment, so probably only here at Mom's then, Barbara. Cindy, what's going on? Need your good vibes today. Pulled up to the parking lot at work and it looks like a circus lurk. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Oh, sending you lots of love. Super busy. Everybody and their dog. Yeah, I'm sending lots of good vibes for you. Hey, Tracy. Oh, that's so cool. Has your username changed since then? What do you think your username would have been back there? I don't recognize Ozula. Was it that though? If it was, I apologize for not recognizing that. Yeah, I think so too, Lorna. Yeah, just here at Mom's. I don't want to do people today. Don't blame you. Sending you lots of love, Cindy. Good to see you, Tracy. Oh my gosh, yes, I recognize that username. I used to call you Atlanta Love, I think. Good to see you. That is so cool. Well, it is lovely to see you and reconnect with you. So neat. That's so cool. I'm seeing a couple of spots where this hasn't worked yet, so not optimistic. But we will carry on. So what you been up to these last few years, Ozula? Oh, I'm so glad it's relaxing, Lorna. That makes me happy. I find it relaxing too, so it's nice to have company. So I'm doing another coat on this design because I have spots where the guidelines are showing through the paint. So the paint did not adequately cover up the guidelines. So when I'm looking at it from certain angles, I'm seeing a ton of guidelines running right through these brush strokes. So I'm trying to add extra coats to make it more opaque. And we've got a little bit more to do. And see how this goes. I'm hoping that this takes care of it. So these ones here I'm not doing right now because I need a bigger brush. So once this dries, I've made little markings all over this canvas of certain spots that really stood out to me for these guidelines showing through. So I'm gonna, once this dries, I'm gonna remove all those little markings and then look at the painting again with hopefully fresh eyes and see how it does. All right, I need to put more paint on my palette, but we're almost done this section. That's exciting. I just have, so the star is where we started. So we've got these 2 swoops here and those 3 with this brush, and then we'll switch. Oh, and actually, and then I'll go around and do all these little ones here. Actually, I might leave them because there's no guidelines there for them to go through. So I think they're okay. I think. Yeah, I don't see any issues with those. So I'm going to leave that one. And having some that have 3 coats and some that don't have 3 coats or 2 coats, whatever, I think that's going to just add to the texture of the whole piece. So I'm not concerned about them not all being the same or anything. But we're going to know soon enough whether this is actually working and is going to cover those guidelines. It's distressing you. So upsetting to be able to only do a little at a time. Oh, I can only imagine. Yeah. Good advice, Tina. Try and be patient with yourself. And let yourself still just do it because you enjoy it, right? I'm sorry, that's so frustrating though. Alright, so now I can go in and do these larger ones here on the bottom. And then we'll wait for those to dry, and then I'll do another removal of any of the markings and stuff, and we'll see what that does for us. I think this is the one that I need for that one. Let's see how that works. I so desperately need to clean my brushes. Good luck to you, Cindy. Lots of love to you. Good luck. We got your back. Thanks. Others are not, though. That's the problem. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, it's okay. It's your reality. It's totally okay. Yes, 2 hours today. So we got about another 10 minutes. And then, yes, and then I'm doing a Patreon session tonight for Symmetry Seeker members. We're going to do a paint with me session tonight on Patreon. And then it's going to be just about time to come up with next week's schedule. Okay, I'm going to do all the One Direction first. And Tara's Patreon members, make sure you head over there after here for making some paints. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see what the next ones are going to be. Love new paint colors from Tara. Mm-hmm. What's everybody up to the rest of the weekend? I got a breakfast date with a couple girlfriends tomorrow. And then home for Miss Audrey's bath day. Whoop. One more, and then I gotta get out more paint. Okay, time to rinse the brush, get out some more paint, and then we'll do the other side. Out for Sunday lunch tomorrow with work friends. Wonderful. Yeah, the weeks are really flying by. It's kind of crazy, isn't it, that it's almost 2025. It's bananas. Probably crochet late tonight while everyone else is sleeping, and maybe some music. That sounds lovely, actually. That sounds very peaceful, Cara. That sounds lovely. All right, clean the brush. We'll do the other side. And then we'll let this sit and dry and see what happens, right? Varnishing ornaments tomorrow for Barbara. Hopefully coffee out with a friend and get ready for work on Monday. Very nice. That sounds like a good way to cap off the weekend. All right. Sorry, completely zoned out there for a second. Everybody doing all right? We got a few more minutes. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out this afternoon. This live went by fast too. These 2 hours just flew by. But we are significantly closer to finishing a bunch of stuff, which is very, very exciting to me. So thanks for keeping me company while I'm doing all that. And keep your fingers crossed for me that this works well enough that this piece is salvageable. Good thing Tara releases paint so often, it makes it really easy to place a replacement order and a refill order on other colors. I just placed my order and I just realized, I'm like, oh, I'm going to need more Cactus Rose and I'm going to need more Arctic Frost. So at least I know she's making more colors, so we know there's another opportunity to get some refills and put it all in one package for shipping. It's like with Devon Dotting. I'm like, I'm not ordering just for one thing, right? I'm going to order and I'm going to order to make it well worth the shipping charge. Stretch it as far as we can go. Anybody get anything at the Devon Dotting Black Friday sale? All right, I don't know how this is going to go, you guys, but we're going to let it dry and see how it does. And with any luck, it will at least be better than it was. And with even bigger amounts of luck, maybe it'll almost be done. Even if there's just a few more little spots that need maybe like one more coat or something, that would be okay. I'd be all right with that. All right. Our first blustery, snowy day, but not sticking. Oh yeah, where it melts by the time it hits the street. Yeah, poor guys. Poor construction workers. That'd be miserable. Behind on work in the building was supposed to be done before the end of October. Oh, yuck. Oh, I hope they get it done soon. I know, it's so fast, eh, Cara? You got the large elephant mold? Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. No, I'm not getting anything this time. I'm going to wait until probably after Christmas. I think it's still going to take me that much time just to get my pouring studio ready, and so I don't want to bring anything new in there. Tara is ready. Fantastic. And exactly, Tina, so are we. I am excited to see what comes up. So if everybody will say goodbye for now. Tara, I'll probably be a few minutes late, but I will be there. It'll just take me a few minutes, but I will be coming. And yeah, thanks for spending time with me today, guys. And hop on over to Tara's Patreon and make sure you take part in that paint making. It's going to be so cool. So cool. It always is. She always comes up with absolute magic. So always something to look forward to. All right, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. If I don't see you, I will post the live schedule. I will try and get that done tomorrow evening so it's not as late as normal. And I might do a live on Monday too. We'll see. But I will keep you guys posted for sure. Please take care of yourselves. Take some breaths and have some breaks. Enjoy whatever you get up to this weekend. I hope you're able to take some time for yourself. And yeah, just have a little bit of a break. And I will look forward to seeing you next week for lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of painting. All right, I'll see you there soon. Bye-bye. Good night. Bye, guys. Bye, Lorna. Bye, Cara. We'll see you soon.